G'day guys, MFWest here, and today I have an Tauren High Command Mythic boss guide. Now, for this fight, I actually managed to rank 7th in the world for Unholy and rank 1 on my server out of all the specs, so Frost included. Let me show you guys that log real quick. So as you can see, 7th here, and Unholy right now is in a weird position. We're not better than Frost. The reason being is there's a lot of cleave fights in Mythic Argus, and Unholy just doesn't have the cleave potential that Frost does. And Frost is pretty much going toe-to-toe with us on single target fights, just because of how strong their tier set is. I do think Unholy Death Knight can go toe-to-toe with a good Frost Death Knight on single target, but in cleave, Frost is way better. I think Frost rank 1s and 2s are actually pulling around 3.7 million on this fight. And as you can see, 2.9 is the highest for this fight, so yeah. But I'm going to give you guys my explanation about how I actually got this log, everything I did in the fight, tips and tricks for you guys to actually push your passes as well. So without further ado, let's get into the actual talents, guys. Right, so everything's basically the same besides two things that you can change. This line here, you can choose Spell Eater if you want. I do recommend Lingering Apparition because of how strong. If you get really bad RNG and you keep getting bombs and you have to keep going out of the raid to pop your bombs, and say you get bad RNG and you get 5 bombs in the fight, okay, maybe 6. And Lingering Apparition will make your life way easier and maybe even save the raid. If you pop a bomb off in raid, your raid is gonna wipe. Spell Eater's alright, only problem being it doesn't reduce the cooldown on your AMS, so there's not much use for it. So I think Lingering Apparition is the go-to talent there. Next row, Infected Claws, guys. There's so many ads spawning in and around the boss. And yeah, it's just very important for you guys to actually be taking Infected Claws. Shadow Infusion's okay, but like I said, if you control the ads in this fight, you will have no problem down in the boss. And ads are priority, guys. That is very important, and of course your raid leader will know that. We'll be doing amazing single target damage on all the different generals with our Dark Arbiter. So without further ado, guys, let's get into the boss fight. Before I do, I am rocking 964 item level. My mastery is at 105% with 26% mastery. Rocking 4 set. Kazgroth is 965. Got a 975 Shadow Singed Fang. Traits in my, I got a 955 Death Coil, 964 Crusader, and a 970 Death Coil. So let's get into the video, guys. Alrighty guys, and here we are on the first boss. So same typical opener. Now I'm going to give you guys a few tips about how to deal with the ads and pump out your DAs. So you want to try and get your DA out as soon as possible, and we lost at the start. As soon as your DA is out, start pumping it. Now when the ads are going to spawn in 2 seconds, put down DD, Virulent Plague, and then just keep buffing your Arbiter. Don't worry about actually Scourge Striking. It's more important that you buff your DA because single target damage is very important for you to keep going to different pods. As you're going to see, how my burst is pretty freaking insane. Yep. So just make sure that you're keeping a Virulent Plague on all the ads. And I get a pretty fat Arbiter here. 52 million is not bad. I pick out a 5.2 million burst. And so ads are spawning in 7 seconds. Now how I treat each set of ads. I Virulent Plague the boss just before the ads spawn, and then put D&D down, so Virulent Plague spreads to the ads. I also like putting Virulent Plague on the bats, because bats are what will basically wipe your raid, because the bats damage the person in the pod gets killed, and you're just pretty much screwed. So bat damage is very important, but if you have really good range, it won't even be a problem. So those ads are pretty much down. Your group can do a lot of things to keep the ads staying on the boss so the melee can cleave. That's also very important. And yeah, guys, doing some pretty good damage right here. Shock Grenade. Now, when you get shock grenade, you want to actually run out, obviously, and just pop AMS before the grenade goes off. That way you do not get stunned. If you do not AMS, you will get stunned for 3 seconds. You can also IBF out of the stun as well. So. Right, so switching pods here. When you're going to the other side of the room, guys, be very careful. I think the warrior or me popped that mine there, but it's a lot of extra damage that shouldn't be going out, so be very careful. Now my second DA is coming up in 20 seconds, and the ads spawn over there. Just turn around, Virulent Plague, then get back on the boss. You can go over there, but the problem being, as a melee, the Blade Storm does tend to hurt, so try to avoid being near the Blade Storms at all costs, guys. And you just want to focus on getting down the pyromancers so they don't cast. Pyromancers are very, very important. Yep, so back on the boss here, DA's popped, and I'm just focusing on buffing the shit out of this DA. Ads are going to spawn in 5 seconds, and yeah, gargoyles are up. It's basically just a rinse and repeat boss, and if you manage the ads, you will not have any problems in this fight. So I pull that pyromancer in so we can cleave him on the boss. As a DK you can do that on every single set of ads, just make sure that you are not getting destroyed by the shock troopers. Good thing is a lot of passive healing going out from your healers, so you won't need to worry too much about the blade storms, but our damage in this raid is very good, so everything died pretty fast. You will be able to DA about one more time, I think, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. So we're comfortably destroying these ads. We're going to put down D&D here, and yes, controlling the ads, guys. The ads want to be going down every single time before transitioning to the next pod. So here we go. Now I've actually got a few remaining ads. Just kill them. Keep making sure Virulent Plague stays up on them when you transfer into the other pod. This pod is just single target, boys. Nothing else to do. Just focus on single target. As you guys saw there, I AMS'd the grenade, so I did not get stunned. And yeah, guys, bats will only AoE you can pretty much do is applying Virulent Plague to the bats. So yeah, there's not too much else to do really here, guys. Make sure obviously you're inside your fell shield emitters, but they're right next to the boss, so it's very easy. And just be careful of mines. The mines are a lot of unnecessary damage, boys, and there's no reason for you to be getting hit by them. So you're gonna see a few grenades actually go off in our raid group, but we still managed to kill this boss. It's really, really simple and straightforward boss, guys. Second DA coming up now. That's Kazgrov's Trinket just procced. And here we go. So yeah, basically DA here. We might get another one in, but it's pretty close. Yeah, just gonna use DA. And I think we get a decent DA here because there isn't much else to focus on other than the bats. And yeah, guys, I find this actual pod the easiest because the second pod for me is the hardest because of the shock troopers and just the sheer amount of ads. There's a lot of ads going out. Here is just managing the bombs, so there isn't that. Well, the shock grenades, sorry, there isn't that much. So we're back to the start now, and we're gonna cycle through this first phase again. So yeah, I think we end up finishing on the second pod, so not this pod but the next one. Again, guys, just using your Apocalypse on cooldown and just keeping control of the pyromancer. So that is your responsibility as a melee. Make sure that you're killing the pyromancers. You can keep Virulent playing the gargoyles or the bats as well. AMS that grenade as well. So yeah, there's no real downtime as an Unholy Death Knight in this fight. We have seriously good uptime because AMS stopped us from getting stunned. Alright, so on the last bit here, we're gonna get another DA in, boys. Definitely 20% boss's HP. D&D's down, and I'm spamming Scourge Strike. You can grip the shock troopers back onto the boss, but not the best when they're spinning, so wait till they stop spinning. And yeah, guys, I'm doing some pretty good damage. Affliction Warlock is popping the fuck off. And Shim Command is coming up in 20 seconds. That's when we'll kill the boss in that pod. Progressively, as your raid gets a lot better, more damage, especially single target, you'll probably end up killing him like pods before you do on other attempts. Boss on 10% HP. We're going to sort out these ads before heading over to the last pod. Yeah, a lot of damage going on here. Making sure the grenades don't overlap on people. And here comes the Shim Command. So over to the last pod. Make sure you keep Virulent Plague up on those ads, dodging the mines. One went off there. I just popped DA there, but the boss is pretty much done, guys, and that's going to be the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and it was a seriously sick rank. I hope to keep giving you guys these kind of videos to improve your DPS. And yeah, if you guys enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up just gives me a good idea of how you guys are finding the video. So thanks a lot, guys. I unfortunately did not get any of it, otherwise I would show you, but have a good one, guys. Unholy for the win. Stay unholy. Peace.